What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're once again back here in the LeBron era, here for another throwback rebuild. Yesterday we did the Brooklyn Nets before they made the worst trade in NBA history, as we all remember, and now we're going to be doing the New York Knicks before they traded for Carmelo Anthony. I do remember the talking point used to be, or once was, that the Knicks could have just signed Carmelo Anthony in free agency rather than trading all that they did to acquire him. Obviously, he could have changed his mind by free agency, and that's, maybe the risk they didn't want to take. But let's go ahead and jump in and never trade for Carmelo Anthony, but maybe sign him instead. Let's just jump in and do this Knicks throwback rebuild in the LeBron era. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. YouTube tells about 56% of the people that watch these videos aren't actually subscribed. If you do fall into that, want to change that as we're on the road to 50,000 subs, that'd be greatly appreciated. So again, also about the background, hopefully this is the last video where it looks a little funky. But it's a work in progress, as I said in yesterday's video. But I think come next week, it should be back to where I want it. But here is what the Knicks look like, of course, right now without trading for Carmelo Anthony. So, of course, they gave up, like, Raymond Felton, Gallinari, Wilson Chandler, Timothy Mozgov. It was like a big 13-player, 3-team trade or something along the lines of that. And we all kind of remember, how that went down. Eventually, the Knicks really never tasted success with Carmelo. But maybe if we didn't trade all the assets that we did to go all in on him, maybe things could have been a little bit different. So that's what I'm going to explore today. So for this first season, we're just going to simply simulate it out. We're not making any trade for Carmelo Anthony in the trade deadline. But assuming he enters free agency, which I think he will because he has a player option, we're going to just try to sign him in free agency. And that will give us all the tools in the world to potentially build around him instead of trading for him. So we'll see if we're able to succeed in that goal. And I'll see you guys at the end of year one. And hopefully this team is really bad as well, because having a good pick wouldn't hurt either, unless if we don't even own our pick, which I'm not 100% sure. Also, I do believe... Oh, we don't even have our pick. Damn. Okay, well, that didn't help at all. So, that would have been nice to know, but I have no idea. I guess the Lakers have our second. Who has our first? And is it protected? It's a protection pick swap, but it looks like it might be traded somewhere else still. I don't know. But it looks like we don't have it at the end of the day, so that sucks. So, not much we can do about it. I'll see you guys at, or is it just a pick swap? Is that all it really is? Yeah, it's just a pick swap. That's what it is. All right. I'll see you guys at the end of year one. So at the end of year one, LeBron James wins MVP. Blake Griffin is your rookie of the year. Manu Ginobili, sixth man. Dwight Howard, defensive player. Kyle Lowry, most improved. And Phil Jackson, coach of the year. And Jacob Park is your executive. So here's your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second, and All-NBA third team, All-Defensive first team, and All-Defensive second team. So we did end up making the playoffs as the 8th seed, which I was a little surprised by, but we kind of had like a late run at the end of the season to get us in. Denver, on the other hand, is in as the 2nd seed, so that will be interesting, kind of, keep tabs on them. Because even if we can't get Carmelo Anthony, we can go after somebody else. But 26 from Amari Stoudemire, which is awesome. 16.5 from Raymond Felton, 14 from Gallinari, 13 from Chandler, 10 from Azubuike, 9 from Tony Douglas, and 7 from Landry Fields. All right, so we get to play Derrick Rose and the Bulls in round 1. Obviously, I don't really expect us to be able to beat them, but here goes nothing. Someone in current round, and we will lose in 5. So that's fine. And Denver beats the Portland Trailblazers in 4. And now we got Denver making it to the finals, but they lose to the Lakers. So does that keep Carmelo and Denver then making it to the conference finals? I don't know, but I guess we're about to find out. So here are all your retirements, which is fine. And now historic changes. I always love looking at these. So looks like we changed our logo, uniforms, and the floor, which is cool. So I'll take that. And then for the lottery. All right, so we had some kind of pick swap with the Rockets. Doesn't look like either team is involved in this. We were both in the playoffs. So we end up with 15, or sorry, we end up, okay, so only 3 picks back. So they end up with 15, we end up with 18. Not too shabby. Timberwolves 1, Phoenix 2, and Cleveland 3. For staff signing, we'll just re-sign Mike D'Antoni, I guess. So let's just bring him back if he's still available to be brought back, because he was the coach here. He'll come back. So Mike D'Antoni, once again, the head coach. And now let's head to draft night. So we have the 18th overall pick, and we'll see what we can do at 18. And again, I also feel like I'm using a way better draft class than I did yesterday, so that's great. There's even face scans in here, which is cool. All right, shout out to XV Clutch 0 or whatever. I don't know how to say his name, but Kyrie goes to Minnesota. Kawhi to the Suns. You got Klay Thompson to the Cavs. You got Jimmy Butler to the Wizards. Kemba to the Kings. Nikola Vucevic to the Charlotte Bobcats. Derek Williams to Indiana. Valanciunas to Toronto like he did in real life. Chandler Parsons to New Orleans. Iman Shumpert to the Nets. Alec Burks to the Jazz. All right, I think this is just really cool to look at. Tobias Harris. Yeah, these are like having these like face scans in here is really dope. So shout out to XV Clutch 0, like I said, Brandon Knight, Ennis Cantor, and then Marshawn Brooks. Okay, so what do we have available to us here? We have Tristan Thompson, Kenneth Faried, Reggie Jackson, Jermer Fredette, which is kind of a funny idea, Markieff Morris, Corey Joseph, Jan Vesley, Norris Cole, Justin Holiday. Nikola Mirotic sounds kind of cool too. He ended up being kind of a nice little role player before he went back to Spain, I believe. So I guess, I don't know, Reggie Jackson kind of intrigues me the most. But if we look at our roster right now, I mean, as far as positions, we have Raymond Felton, Tony Douglas. We have, I don't know, we could maybe draft Tristan Thompson as well to see what he could become. So I'm going to go Markieff Morris, though. I'm going to go Markieff Morris out of 6'9" out of Kansas. He'll be the pick here, and we'll see what his overall is of the draft. He ends up being a 75, which isn't bad. We'll take that. So welcome Markieff Morris, and then player options, Gallinari, and we'll accept, and then Ronnie Turf accepted. And then Nuggets, let's see. Carmelo Anthony did decline his player option, so that makes things very interesting to see if we can't get him back or get him to New York. So he has a bunch of offers, first one being Denver, but obviously we're going to come in and make him an offer too. We actually don't have enough money to throw him an offer just yet, but it'll change in just a second. We got to dump somebody, which I think we could probably just dump Turf, right? Because he's the one that kind of accepted his option. Mozgov can stay. So I'm going to dump Turf somewhere, and that should give us enough money to go after Carmelo. But I guess just in case, we should have a backup plan. Luke Walton, we just need to save a little bit of money. So Gary Forbes, Denver wants to... Ironically enough, Denver would be helping us out in the pursuit of Carmelo Anthony if we did this trade. Detroit wants to offer me a first-round pick, but it looks like they could just take him straight up. So just give me a second. He's yours, and that's done. Okay, so as far as free agents are concerned, Carmelo Anthony, and honestly, Al Horford, I guess, is kind of a fun idea, but he's restricted. Zebo, Joakim Noah, who did sign with the Knicks eventually in real life, as we all remember. Derrick Rose called them the super team of the NBA alongside, what was it, the Cavs or something? But I'm going to throw Carmelo an offer and see if we're on one offer or not. And we are. So Carmelo Anthony is, in fact, going to be a New York Knick. That might mean we have to renounce Wilson Chandler, which does suck. But it'll be worth it in the end. I mean, getting Carmelo, you really can't pass on that. So Carmelo Anthony, I'm assuming we can't match Wilson Chandler. But, yeah, I assume it won't let us if we tried. Yeah, I'm going to just not risk it. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't let us sign Carmelo if we match Wilson Chandler's contract. So we're going to have to lose Wilson Chandler, which sucks. That's unfortunate. But Carmelo Anthony is brought in. We still have Gallinari anyway. So we have Raymond Felton Douglas. We have Carmelo Gallinari, Stoudemire, and Markieff Morris now. Timofey Mozgov. So clearly our big and shooting guard spot's probably the biggest priorities right now. Mozgov is only 25 years old, so maybe he could be a starter next year. But I'd prefer if we had a different option just in case. Like DeAndre Jordan, who is a restricted free agent, it says we have enough money to give him. So I'm going to give DeAndre Jordan a nice little offer to see if we can't snag him off the Clippers, and they won't match it. So we're going to get DeAndre Jordan. Awesome. DeAndre Jordan's going to be a huge help to this. Honestly, kind of got bailed there. I don't even think I should have been able to afford him, but I'm fine with it. So DeAndre Jordan, welcome to the Knicks, and that gives us a nice, well-rounded rotation. So instead of trading some of the assets we had, we still have Gallinari. Still have, well, DeAndre Jordan's up to an 81 now. Douglas up to 76. Bill Walker's up, and then Mozgov is up. So that's all great. Markieff Morris, obviously only a rookie. So this is going to be the first season with Carmelo in New York. Obviously just signed, not traded for. And I can't wait to see what this rotation is looking like going into year number 2. So proficiency is 3.5 for perimeter centric. I guess we're going to move this to the 7 seconds that D'Antoni, I believe, was famous for. So let's go ahead and move that right now, and we'll see what that looks like. But rotationally, this is what the roster is going to look like going into the season. So it's Raymond Felton, Azubuike, Carmelo Anthony, Stoudemire, DeAndre Jordan, Gallinari, Tony Douglas, Benjamin Walker, and Bill Walker. Sorry, not Benjamin. Yeah, so it looks good. It does leave Markieff Morris out of rotation, which kind of sucks. I'd prefer if Markieff was playing. If we moved him to small forward, would he go up in overall? Let's see. He does not, so that's not going to be a good thing to do. But if we run a 10-minute rotation, he would get some runs. So we're going to go ahead and do that. He'd probably get in there if I guess. Yeah, so he's going to play. I'm going to give him 16 minutes over Walker here, and we'll see what that looks like for this season. So I'll see you guys at the end. I'm assuming Carmelo and Stoudemire shot tendencies reflect what I want to see, which it does. So hopefully this team makes the playoffs once again, but this time will be an actual legit contender. So far, off to a great start in that pursuit. So Stoudemire and Carmelo, let's see if they can lead us to where we want to be. At the end of year 2, LeBron James wins MVP. Vucevic is your rookie of the year, averaging 20 and 11. Shout out to Vucevic for Charlotte. Jordan Crawford, 6th man. Dwight Howard, defensive player. DeAndre Jordan, most improved, averaging 8 and 11. So, yeah, getting him was kind of a steal, obviously. Probably should have never been able to grab him, but I'm not complaining. So, do we have Carmelo making... no, we don't, surprisingly. So, no All-NBA team for Carmelo Anthony, which sucks, but All-NBA 3rd team, All-Defensive 1st team, and All-Defensive 2nd team. So we end up as the 4th seed in the East going up against Philadelphia in round 1. So here are your player stats. You had 23 and 6 Carmelo, 20 and 7 from Amari Stoudemire, 13 and 9 from Raymond Felton, 13 from Gallinari, 9 from Tony Douglas, 9 from Markieff Morris, and 8.5 from Azubuike. Let's go ahead and run a 9 rotation for the playoffs, and let's see if this team is ready to go on a deep run with Carmelo and Anthony joining the fold. So we got Drew, Iggy, Evan Turner, Elton Brand, Tristan Thompson, who ended up being a 78. Damn, I guess I missed out on Tristan Thompson, who ended up being a damn good rookie for Philadelphia. So I could have drafted him, but I took Markieff Morris instead. So we'll see how that turns out. But similarly, current round against Philadelphia, and we will beat them in 5. So good start, but now we draw the Boston Celtics, who obviously have the famous Big Four that was very terrifying back then. So game 1 goes to Boston. Game 2, we even it up. Game 3 goes to us. Game 4 goes to us. And we're going to beat the Celtics in 5. So if we could beat them, you probably do it with anybody, but you do have LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Miami Heat, and also Chris Bosh, not to mention as well. Or you got the Hawks, who have a pretty nice little balanced roster. So we'll see how it goes. We get to play the Atlanta Hawks. Okay, so it's Knicks, Atlanta, and you got Dallas and Golden State on the other side. So this will be interesting. ISO Joe, Josh Smith, Al Horford, Jeff Teague. A pretty, like I said, a pretty good, well-rounded Atlanta team. So this is probably going to be tough. But here goes nothing. Game 1 goes to us. Game 2 goes to them. Okay, game 3 goes to us. Game 4 goes to us. And a finals appearance is within reach. And we get there. We beat the Hawks in 6 games. We didn't have to deal with Miami, which was probably pretty good. And now we can play the Warriors or the Mavericks. So would I rather deal with Dirk or Stephen Curry? Don't know. This is still a somewhat young Steph, and it is the Warriors. Okay, so Stephen Curry, Monte Ellis, David Lee, Ekebe Udo, Andre Karolinko, or AK-47. Yeah, very, very good team, honestly. So we definitely have a work cut out for us here. So game 1 goes to the Warriors. Game 2 goes to them. Damn, we're going to get... Oh, wait a minute. Can we tie the series? No, down 3-1. Okay, so 3-1 deficit right now, which sucks. Making it to the finals. We'll see if we can't come back from this and make a game 6 happen. But it looks like we're going to lose in 5. So that is a little disappointing. So we get blown out too. We got Carmelo Anthony to the finals in year 1. Unfortunately, it was not meant to be. Stephen Curry is your finals MVP. So the Warriors get their championship run early here in the history books, I guess. Okay. Historic changes. Brooklyn and Charlotte, of course, did their branding. And then we don't have a pick. Or I guess we probably do have a pick. We're picking at... no, the Rockets have it. So the Rockets have our pick now. But staff signing, you got Mike D'Antoni, which we made it to the finals, so we'll leave that the way it is. And now let's go to draft night. And, I mean, I don't think we had a pick at all, right? I guess we have an early second. So let's kind of see how the draft board still falls with this draft, though. AD goes to Milwaukee, okay. Damian Lillard to Houston. Bradley Beal to Detroit. Draymond Green to Charlotte. And then, was Draymond Green? No, it was Klay Thompson, just kidding. Deion Waiters. And then you got Chris Middleton and Andre Drummond. Okay, so... let's go to our early second and see if there's anybody worth taking. I do remember Kyle Quinn, but never really was anything in the NBA, so I don't really know. Satoransky, I remember him being a rotational piece for a second. Didn't last very long either. I guess give me Festus Ezeli, and I'll let my assistant GM take care of the rest. I don't expect a lot of productivity. Ezeli wasn't in the league that long either. At least I don't remember that he was. We'll two-way the other two. The welcome, and then Tony Douglas, we can accept. Only 26. And Gallinari is a free agent, which all intentions are bringing him back, clearly. So I actually think it might even be in our best interest to make Gallinari a starter this year. Though Danny Green, though, as a free agent, doesn't sound bad. He'd actually fit pretty well next to what we're trying to accomplish right now. So yeah, give me Danny Green. I would definitely go for that. So I'm going to give him a 3-year deal and see if we can get him. We don't have to renounce Gallinari either, so that feels great. So yeah, Danny Green's a great free agency addition. We'll see if he develops at all. But Gallinari... definitely have hopes of bringing him back. So Douglas, Raymond Felton, Danny Green, nice addition. So I guess the only thing we really need to worry about is getting Gallinari back, and then we can maybe look at the idea of making trades if we feel necessary to do so. So we'll match Gallinari's offer, And now you have DeAndre Jordan up to an 85. But I think Gallinari could become a starter this year for us, especially since Danny Green didn't really move at all. So Gallinari is going to play, well, I guess Gallinari is technically 6'10", which I probably should have remembered. But we could move Carmelo to the 2, technically. Or we could even make some kind of, like, trade. So Felton's making $9 million, but he's honestly kind of, like, playing a nice role where he's just passing the ball and averaging 9 assists and, you know, putting in 13. So I don't hate Raymond Felton's fit right now. So I think what I would do is I'd probably more than likely move Danny Green to the backup 3. And then we can move Carmelo to shooting guard, I guess. So we'll do that in just a second. We'll look at the rotation for year 3. And we'll see if this year championship can happen because we were very close last year. So this year the rotation is going to look like this. Got Raymond Felton, Carmelo Anthony, Danilo Gallinari, Amari Stoudemire, DeAndre Jordan, Danny Green, Tony Douglas, Markieff Morris, and Timofey Mozgov. So looks good enough to me to run it back and hopefully make it to the finals again. If I do decide to stop the trade deadline to trade Raymond Felton for whatever reason, I will show you. But the hopes is that this team is exactly where I want it to be. I think it is, but I guess we'll see what 2K thinks by deadline if we feel like we need to make another move. So at the end of this season, Dwayne Wade wins MVP, AD Rookie of the Year in Milwaukee, Kyle Lowry Sixth Man, Greg Oden Defensive Player, and Jeremy Lin Most Improved, Scott Brooks Coach of the Year, and Nathan Source is your executive. So here's your All-NBA First Team, All-NBA Second Team, All-NBA Third Team, All-Defensive First Team, and All-Defensive Second Team, All-Rookie First Team, and All-Rookie Second Team. So don't think I saw Carmelo Anthony here, but yeah, he has not made it for us. I feel like I haven't been able to get anybody on an All-NBA team, even though I've only done 2 lately, so I guess I really shouldn't be complaining. But look at the player stats. We had 22.5 from Carmelo, 20 from Amari Stoudemire, and 18 as a starter for Danilo Gallinari. So he's definitely in line for a nice little payday this offseason. 14 and 11 from Felton. So again, kind of what I would want to see out of my point guard. So Felton's bringing exactly what I would want. 11 from Markieff Morris, 10.5 from Douglas, and 8 and 11 from DeAndre Jordan. What team had Tristan Thompson again? Because I want to see. I don't even remember who had them, honestly. We played them last year, didn't we? And I can't remember who it was. Was it Philadelphia that had him? I think it was. Yeah, he's up to an 80 overall. So he's averaging 14 and 9. So I got to keep that in mind. If we do another throwback rebuild, Tristan Thompson, nice little addition if we feel like it. So we're playing the Philadelphia 76ers again. We did beat last year. So obviously the hope is we would be able to do that again. But here goes nothing. Are we in 9-man rotation? Yes. Okay. So somebody come around against the 76ers. And we will be up 3-2. We're going to a game 7, though. So game 7 at home in Madison Square Garden. Obviously, losing in round 1 after making it to the finals last year would be pretty devastating. But Philadelphia is keeping it close with us. And we got to take it at the end. And we will not. We're going to lose in round 1. Damn, that's unfortunate. Okay. So I think a big move has to come this offseason. Philly did make it to the conference finals. But, man, I was anticipating another deep run there. And we just did not have that happen. So, Charlotte's going to get 1. We have the 24th pick, and then for staff signing, do we fire Mike D'Antoni after that? Is that something we should consider? There's Avery Johnson, there's Tom Thibodeau, Frank Vogel, so there are some other options. Yeah, you know what? I didn't win a championship with him yesterday, and he screwed me over in the finals again, so let's bring in, I guess, Avery Johnson, who has a lot of badges, and then we can give Frank Vogel a deal too, so we'll see which one we want. I guess I'm going to sign Avery Johnson because his star potential is better. So Avery Johnson's our new head coach. And now we can head to draft night and pick with whatever here. But I think we're probably going to have to re-sign Raymond Felton and then trade him. So pick 24, we have Plumlee, Rocco, Delvedova, Dwayne Dedmon, Seth Curry. Give me Seth Curry. I don't think Seth Curry will be here very long. I assume he won't, really make it probably past the deadline at least. So Zilli Markieff Morris, because I do think there's another big trade we could make with all the young players we have. So Stephen Curry's a free agent. Obviously, we don't have money for that, but we do want to bring back Raymond Felton, so we will, and he's been pretty good. So I'm going to give him a nice little contract because of how good he's been. That should help us be able to, trade for somebody. So Felton, Douglas, and then, again, I said Gallinari was going to get a huge payday, and that's exactly what's going to happen, and then Mozgov can be brought back too. So those guys will all sign, and then Mozgov will sign. So boom, we're going to get everyone back, which is great. So everyone's coming back. But now it's time to find a way to make a big trade. So might have to wait till the deadline for that to happen. But we might sign like another player just in case to help us facilitate that kind of trade. So I'm going to give Garcia a deal. And that'll be what we rock with. So Come trade deadline, I'm going to see who is available. We have a lot of young players we can throw out there. John Jordan's up to an 89, Gallinari 86. So to me, the one position we truly want to upgrade is obviously going to be, I guess it would be the point guard if we wanted to upgrade from Raymond Felton. So although like I said, I love what he's brought to the table, so I can't complain about that. But we'll have to see if there's an option for us to make that kind of move at the deadline. But that is the hope, if we can make that happen. So I've started the trade deadline, as right now we are the first seed in the East, but once again, I told you guys we're going to make an upgrade at that point guard position, and there's actually a couple guys that are pretty interesting that are available. So Chris Paul would be pretty cool too, but the Jazz are buying, and he'd probably be really, and he's untouchable also, so that's probably out the window. But just to spare you the, build up towards it, it's Mike Conley and it's Rajon Rondo from Boston, which Rondo definitely has my attention at 27 years old. They're rebuilding, they're selling, they suck, and he's making pretty much the same amount of money as Raymond Felton is. But now the one thing that sucks with Rondo, his shooting isn't as good, but his overall compared to Raymond Felton's, it's night and day. So will they do this? I have no idea, but I'm going to offer a package anyway. So 2014 unprotected does nothing for them. A 2016 unprotected, and then can we throw Seth Curry in here? We can. So I don't know if this would get the conversation started, but I'm going to offer this anyway. So Felton, 2 firsts, and Seth Curry for Rajon Rondo. They don't agree to it. Okay, what if I threw just some seconds? Does that make... No, does not make the difference at all. Okay, what if we did... Garcia has no trade value. Mozgov. So the rest of these guys are kind of in my rotation. I guess Azili isn't, but I don't really know if they have anybody. I guess they do have a couple of guys they could give me instead. Not JaMychal Green, but... give me Sheldon Williams, who actually has more trade value than... Interesting. Okay. Oh, wow. That got it done. So we did trade it. We threw an extra first in there. But at the end of the day, we got Rajon Rondo. So we went all in, basically. Azili, Seth Curry, and 3 firsts are gone. We're bringing a 27-year-old Rajon Rondo, which is nice. He has 2 years left in his deal as well. But that gives us a really good, interesting starting 5. We might be a little cooked defensively, but... Stoudemire, DeAndre Jordan should help us out with that. Gallinari's size should be good enough too. But yeah, we should be fine. So we'll see how that goes. Mozgov is cool, but I'm going to go in 9 rotation for the rest of the season. And we shall see if that works out or not. So Rondo, new addition. An upgrade over Raymond Felton. We shall see how things go. Steph wins MVP. Giannis is rookie year in Houston. So do they have Damian Lillard and Giannis again? This literally happened in yesterday's video too. I don't remember if it was on the Rockets, but they ended up being teammates. That's kind of funny. Ellis, 6-man in LA. LeBron, offensive player for Fredette, most improved, and Scott Brooks, coach of the year. So obviously the hope is that this is the year we bring it home and win a championship. So we'll see if that ends up being the case. Rajon Rondo makes an all-defensive second team. Maybe Rondo was a good defender. I'm a casual. I didn't watch basketball back then, so I thought Rondo wasn't a great defender back then, but I could be dead wrong in that. So my apologies for saying that earlier. Maybe we weren't cooked defensively. He made all defensive second team. So although 2K is not gospel when it comes to that. So here are your player stats. You had 23 from Carmelo, 18 from Stoudemire, 16 from Gallinari, 13 and then 12, and then 10 and 12, and then 9 and 13 from Rondo. So to me, this team fits each other very well. But can we win it all is the question. We draw Toronto in round 1, who has Calderon, DeMar DeRozan, Valanciunas, Bargnani. I mean, I feel like we should beat this team. We lost in round 1 last year. No Mike D'Antoni this time, and we sweep the Raptors. Now we get to play Derrick Rose and the Bulls. So the competition gets a lot tougher. They have Justin Holiday, Luol Deng, Boozer, George Hill, Gibson. We'll go game by game on this one since this is 98 Derrick Rose we're dealing with. But good start so far. 2-0 start. And they might even the series, which no, we're up 3-1. Please do not let them win another game. And we beat them in 5. So back to the conference finals. We get to play Cleveland or Washington. And it will be the Cleveland Cavaliers. Okay, so Cleveland at this point has what? Mo Williams, Clay, okay, and Kevin Love. Clay and Kevin Love. That's an interesting little duo. So Kevin Love just willingly signed with the Cavaliers. He obviously ended up there in real life too, as we remember. But interesting that it happened just naturally. So Mo Williams, Clay, Kevin Love, Varejao, Jay Crowder. Not a bad team, but I feel like we're better still. Game 1 goes to us. Game 2 goes to us. And the East stands no chance against us. We sweep the Cavaliers. Now we get Portland or Golden State. And funny enough, Portland beat me in the finals yesterday. And Golden State just beat me earlier. So we could get revenge against one of them. And it goes to 7. So now we get the Blazers again. So again, they have Jimmer Fredette, Brandon Roy, Batum, Aldridge, Greg Oden, Wesley Matthews, Aaron Aflalo, Luke Babbitt, Jim Udoka, Matthew Dellavedova. All right, so can we exact revenge on the Blazers for what they did to me yesterday? 2-0 start, 3-0, and that looks like it's going to be all she wrote. But let's jump in and simcast game 4 and see if we can win on our home floor, because I would love to celebrate on this Knicks home floor. I love jumping in on the throwback courts, but unfortunately, we won't. Okay, we're going to a game 6. So let's simcast game 6. This time we don't... Oh my gosh. Bro, please don't let this happen to me. Okay, so we're getting back in the game, and we do take the lead here at late. Oh my gosh, that was actually too close for comfort. Although it's not over yet. We're still pretty much in a dangerous situation. But it's 118 to 124. So let's jump in and see what it's looking like. So here is the Knicks throwback court. We're going to inbound this ball to, I guess let's give it to Rondo up top. So Rondo, we have a 6-point lead right now. I'm in the way of the scoreboard because on, the current modern day, obviously the scoreboard's on the left. Can I throw Stoudemire? Oh, that was horrible. That was not a good lob at all. Okay, so Luke Babbitt's going to have the ball in transition. DeAndre Jordan is not going to get back. 118, or sorry, it's now 120 to 124. Oh, wait, Stoudemire. Oh, they foul immediately. I was about to give that ball to Stoudemire in transition, but instead we're at the line. So Rajon Rondo, free throws coming. First one goes in. Carmelo should be on the floor now, which, oh my gosh, him wearing 41 is so disgusting. I should have fixed that a long time. Wow, that animation looked horrible. But Fredette has the ball now, and let's switch on to Rondo. Fredette's going to have the ball. Going to get Batum. Nope, he's going to hit Wesley Matthews instead. Now it's a 3-point game. So they do have to foul. So let's get it to Carmelo Anthony this time. Carmelo's going to get fouled. And, bro, him wearing 41 actually looks gross. That's such a horrible number. Is there anybody that's... Oh, my gosh, dude. Dude, okay, we need to make one free throw at least. I don't know why I'm struggling with these free throws so far. And it goes down. Okay, so 4-point game. Blazers call a timeout. 4-point game. I mean, we should be able to take care of business to end this off. If we blow this somehow, then we're just absolutely trash. But I have a good feeling about this. Let's just see if we can't close this out. All right. Blazers about to inbound it. Greg Oden has the ball. Can we get a steal on the inbound? I'm going to try to get to Wesley Matthews. I'm there. Just going to go to Fredette in the corner. Nice closeout defense, and it does not go in. We get the rebound. They're going to foul Stoudemire, and that should be all she wrote as long as we knock down at least one of these. And first one is going down. Nice. And as long as we get the second one down, we should be more than clear to win our finals. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. 6-point game. Blazers have no timeouts remaining. And I think we're going to go ahead and end on that note once we get this defensive stop. So Fredette, trying to make something happen. Nice. Rajon Rondo all over him. Aldridge going to give it to Batum. Fade away 3. No shot. And that is your ball game. We're going to win a championship. Oh, wait a minute. I actually threw it. Fredette tries to make things interesting. That's it now. So I hope you guys enjoy this throwback rebuild. A fun time it was. I'll let you guys watch a championship celebration, and we'll end it on that note. Thank you all for watching. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.